Very hot day, very hot day. And online. Let's see. Okay, I'm online. I'm on. Let's check a few things and we can start. No, bear with me, people. I absolutely love this thumbnail that I made. No. Test 1 2 3. Test 1 2 3. Now it works. Now it works. Fucking finally. Okay. Right. Let's link up everybody. Hello there. How are you, Gifford? Glad to see you here. As early as it can get, eh? How have you been? Now it's time to link the video everywhere. Alright, here. No, not here. Announcements. Everyone. Well, this is going to be just a general look of the DLC. No real, path I'm going to take today. Just a general look into the DLC. See the new things, because I haven't played it yet. Okay? I haven't played it yet. But I want to. So let's see, where's this links and videos? Here we go. I am fine. Thank you for asking. I am fine. Alright. That being said, I can finally start the stream properly. Whew. Okay. Hello everyone, this is Badar Boy, and today we're starting a new game on the channel, and a game that has been requested very much by fans and trolls alike, whether be it, in my comment sections or in Discord. You should join the Discord server, by the way. Link is in the description of the channel, not in the description of the stream. Yes, thank you, Gifford. Thank you. So first things first, let's look about what changes done for the settings. As you can see now, we have more music. Not to play the same track, randomized. I heard there were 4 cassettes. I don't think if that's still the case. Difficulty set is normal. There's a lot of songs here. I'm going to go with the Latin American communist songs. And now we start a new game. So, with the new DLC Homeland or Death, and by the way, I need to thank one of my fans very much so for helping me get my hands on it. On YouTube his name is Makno. On Discord his name is Nietzsche. Thank you very much. I really owe you one, man. And I really want to thank every one of my viewers and subscribers. I love you all, and you're the reason I keep streaming. So, as you can see, China Mao's Legacy. It resembles Nostalgia a little bit, but not exactly. Now you see we have the support of the party, the support of the people, liberalization of mind, standard of living, international reputation, agents, global influence, relationship with the USA and with the USSR, and we have our budget. These countries as well. We cannot click China, we can click almost every other country. Did they add anything for South Yemen? Unfortunately not. Nor for Ethiopia. Somalia, okay, so let's look at the decisions tab. Something that okay, here's the decisions tab. A lot of decisions that can be taken. For example, we can eradicate the Tibetan culture, and we need to have certain conditions. Some of this is in Russian, but that'll be fixed later on down the line. Meritocracy, two system for Taiwan. Quite cool. A group of moderate reformers, not too numerous, but now extremely strong. They'll be able to come to power legally, pushing their rivals aside, their leaders' initial goals. Friendship chewing gum. The Uyghurs have become a powerful force. Wang Ming's legacy. And the Indian Gambit. Alright. So this is the decision tab. We can now go and look at the South American map. Argentina, Chile, Paraguay, Uruguay, Bolivia, proto-fascism, rightist dictatorship, Astori, and we have liberals and democratic socialism. Now this is France, Suriname, social democracy. Alright, so we can intervene in a lot of ways. And we will have now more events for America. American influence, steady the economy. We get back to. Let's get back to our main map. Alright, I'm not going to be very ambitious in this game. I will stick by, you know, the usual set. When it comes to China, I'm going with the conservatives. Just, you know, keeping Hua Guofeng in power. Nothing much. So I'm going to go with the usual start. It's been a while since I played the game, so I'm a little bit rusty when it comes to it. But I can still pull it off. Let's see. Pro PRC Iraq. We'll see where we go. We'll see where we go. Let's go to science. Let's start with some economy, decisions, and see where it leads us. Okay. Let me check Discord for a bit. It's been a while since I played this game. Politics. When you go into politics, here you can see there's a multiple layer for this shit. Multiple layers. you have multiple different politicians with their positions. For example, we have Mao. He's a left radical, a hard man, and he is sick. He will die very soon. We have Zhao Ziang, for example. He's liberal, West, soft, and Westphalic. We have Deng Xiaoping. What I want to do is, I want to get Zhao Ziang really up there. You know, I want to put him as MFA. Here we go. Now I need to put someone else in his position. I think Deng. No, I can't put. Alright, let's see. Let's put this guy over in the south to replace Zhao Ziang, because I need Zhao Ziang to lower my diplomatic reputation so I can trade with the West. Specifically France, you know. France is Gaullist. It's not like the United States. We have Pol Pot in Cambodia and the Hoja in Albania. So let me show you a little bit our influence in the world. Just two countries. Military speaking, we're fucked. Economically speaking, we're trading with some countries. And we need to expand that trade. And here we unpause the game. First event, the 5 no's. Congratulations on your appointment to the post of Premier of the State Council. By some fraud. Let's see. Not to make Okay, so basically Zhao Enlai, the latest premier, died, and you know there were 5 no's issued by the Chinese government. And we can gently sabotage the campaign. I don't want my people to be very mad. The party can go fuck itself. Of course, you can always pause this and read it, but these are like the first few events, and the game is longer than Nostalgia, so I'm gonna be going as fast as possible. You can always rewatch this, pause and read and go on. Okay, why the fuck is the song taking so long to go? Right. Let's go on. Second event, criticize Deng and fight with the right wing. We will do nothing and let Jiang Qing, which is Mao's wife, I think, and Xiaoping throw shit at each other. Not my business, not my concern. I'm arresting everybody soon enough. Hey. India, there's this bitch Indira Gandhi, and she is not friendly to us, and the party is not happy with us. Third way. Oh, okay. So this is a new event. Let's see what's up with it. Economic difficulties prompted the government in the spring of 1975 to adopt a tough anti-inflationary program. The jump in prices and the freezing of salaries provoked mass protests in Buenos Aires. So we're in Brazil. In the same year, the country was divided into 5 military zones, each commander of which was given full autonomy in organizations, including the Montoneros. We should create based Maoist feminist China. Maybe some other times. It's just a quick look. And now it's a joke. The Montoneros, a group of far-left Peronists. Oh no, it's not Brazil. It's actually Argentina. And the AAA death squads under Jose Lopez Reg stepped up their efforts to escalate political violence, including kidnappings and bombings, against the backdrop of harsh, repressive and punitive measures by the army and police. Soon, President Isabel Perón was detained. All television and radio stations were taken under the control of the military. Regular transmissions to them were stopped, after which the first official message was released, which reported that the power in the country was under the control of the military, as well as the need for citizens to strictly comply with the requirements of the military, police and security forces. The appeal was signed by General George Rafael Videla, Admiral Emilio Eduardo Macera, and Brigadier General Orlando Ramon Agosti. The following morning passed without many high-profile incidents. No one resisted the coup, but the putschists decided to start detaining workers, students, political, and trade union activists. Bro, why? Come on. Abductions, I mean, they're fascists, obviously, but you know. Abductions of all opposition representatives from either homes, place of work, or on the street have begun. Resistance to the military is fragmented. However, with a good leadership group, it will be possible to rally liberal, centrist, and left parties, as well as a Peronist left groups and trade union organizations, with each other in order to create an organized resistance to the fascists. We can establish trade ties with the new government, nothing will change. We can try to rally the opposition forces against the military. Let's try this and see what happens. You know, as you can see, we lost 2 agents and we lost 2 in the money. With the support of our intelligence network, we were able to rally all the trade union, democratic and left forces around the Peronist guerrillas and organize a single underground center in the jungle. The coordinating council of the opposition was not only able, with broad popular support, to save and protect many from illegal arrest, but also to organize strikes throughout the country, which completely stopped all production. In the conditions of fierce resistance with the junta, a coup took place. Roberto Eduardo Viola, with the support of Ramon Diaz, Orlando Ramon Agosti, and a number of generals, arrested the leader of the junta, George Rafael Videla, Admiral Emilio Eduardo Macer, and a number of their ardent associates. After which he denounced an amnesty and entered into negotiations with the opposition within the framework of the Round Table. During the negotiations, a compromise was reached. The military abandoned the ban and provision of order and stability and persecution of trade unions and political parties, taking upon themselves the provision of order and stability in the country for an indefinite period until the end of the crisis, thereby assuming the authority to appoint the president from the cabinet of ministers and set dates holding parliamentary elections. Despite the protests of the Peronist left, the Democratic left, and trade union forces agreed to such an agreement, and the Peronist left had no choice but to agree to the demands for disarmament and the transition to peaceful actions, so as to not escalate the situation. But in response, they demanded arrest and persecution of the AAA organizations and their chief Jose Lopez Rega himself, and the junta agreed to this. In Argentina, peace and order were restored, repression was stopped, and the Ministry of Economy was headed by General Ramon Diaz, who began the implementation of the policy of corporatism while maintaining state control over key industries. But the junta is well aware that their rule is not eternal and will drag on to the last. So if we look at South America, Argentina is a rightist dictatorship. Their next elections are in 83. And we'll see what to do by then. Our economy is not the best. I'm going to abstain a little bit from propaganda. Now, I don't know if I'll manage to survive this. Oh well, have a good one, Gifford. The party doesn't love me. That much is true. Elections in Thailand. We will support a coalition. Generally speaking, okay, I'm going to nuke the welfare of my people. Trust the process. We're going to support Gaddafi and trade. I need the money. And again, Zhao and Lai. Basically, they were marching in Tiananmen, withdraw material and okay, so basically there's a publication against Zhao and Lai. We will just support the thesis, save our party support. We're playing politics. So we're smearing Zhao and Lai. We're also letting the people mourn him. Nobody is happy, but I'm trying to save myself from here. Tiananmen incident, people are protesting. Jiang Qing calls for okay, so basically we can suppress them, we can avoid violence. So what we do? We can we can just call on the people to go away. Okay, and that was resolved in a pretty tame way. I'm going to support the Maoists in the Philippines, and we will keep moving. So this is a little bit annoying to stream, just a tad bit. That's fine. Uh, Once I trade with... Okay, hold on a second. Hello there, No Lancer. How is it going? Glad to see you here. So I need to keep this over 75. And we're going to be playing ping pong with... Okay, so we had an earthquake in Tangshan. We're going to pick this best option available for us right now, which will make the people and the party happy. So that was a good decision. Money-wise, let's see, what can we do? The United States, we can't do anything with the United States. Economically speaking, trading with France. Maybe we can trade with India later enough. I don't want to really fuck up a lot. I'm going to eliminate Kenji Miyamoto, help out the Japanese communists, get a steady foot. But economy-wise, I think we're doing alright. Politically, I want to get Deng Xiaoping a bit upper echelons. I want to put him as MFA. Zhao Ziang, because Deng plays good MFA. Zhao Ziang, I'll keep him around, but for now I need to please both the Soviet Union and the United States. I do not want any sanctions. And now there's a conspiracy against me. So we'll call upon the loyal officers. Guys, just save myself by calling the military captain. Okay. Juan Maria Bordaberry was elected president of Uruguay in 1972 in the midst of an institutional crisis caused by Pacheco's authoritarian rule and the terrorist threat. He continued the authoritarian methods of the previous government, suspending civil liberties, banning trade unions, jailing and killing opposition figures, and appointing military officers to most senior government positions as military dictators usually do. On June 27, 1973, Bordaberry dissolved Congress, suspended the constitution, and gave the military and police the power to take any action they deemed necessary to restore order. For the next 3 years, he ruled by decree with the assistance of the National Security Council COSENA. Gradually, Bordaberry became even more authoritarian than his military partners. Go figure. In June 1976, he proposed a new corporatist constitution that would permanently shut down parties and establish a permanent role for the army in power. Fucking fascism. It was further than even the military wanted to go, and they forced him to resign. His successor, Alberto Timichelli... Okay, hold on a second. When the military who seized the power in the country thinks you're too much of a military synth, so they remove you from power. Timichelli issued Institutional Law No. 1, suspending the call for general election provided in the Article in Article 77, and Institutional Law No. 2, which created the Council of the Nation, also not provided for in the Constitution, giving it the power to appoint the President of the Republic, the President and members of the State Council, members of the Supreme Court, the Court of Disputes and Administrative Cases, and the Electoral Court. However, he refuses to issue the next institutional laws, according to which a new wave of political repressions should begin, for which he is threatened with resignation from the military. So basically you have the military. They do not want to go soft. They do not want to go hard. They are in this weird position as if they have taken a certain blue pill they give at pharmacies. But at the same time, they want the effects of said pill to go away. If you know, you know. I honestly don't know. Somebody should explain it. We can seize the moment to make trade deals, nothing will change. Or we can, by bribing and pressing where it is necessary to convince the military to give the old man a chance. Defending the redundancy of a new wave of political repression, Limecelli ratified the National Development Plan, drawn up in 1972 under the Bordaveri government. They applied economic policy aid at a radical reformulation of the foundations of the economic function of the country under the leadership of the techno-bureaucracy. The reform was to transform the production of structures of foreign trade, income distribution, demand, and relative prices into the framework of broad economic liberalization and openness. Limecelli was relatively moderate in the civil-military administrations that ruled Uruguay between 1973 and 1985. In that while, he was known for his measures, which were seen by pro-democracy supporters as repressive against the government. He did not agree with his military counterparts regarding the extent to which former politicians should be banned from engaging in political activities. His books on jurisprudence were for many years teaching and reference texts in the Faculty of Law of the University of the Republic. I am very sorry, Uruguayan law students, in this fucked up universe I created right now, from one law student to another. I apologize. The new government is determined to be friends with us. Let me see. As you can see, now we have Uruguay under our belt. Yeah, we're gonna keep them alive. So yeah, we just help fascists take power. Not bad. Economy-wise, we're fucked. So less propaganda and let's hope we can save the day somehow. Oh, Mao just fucking died. Yeah, we will build a mausoleum. And we're going to save ourselves. I'm fucked in the economy-wise, you know. I'm not really good at the game. I'm a little bit rusty. Back in the day, I could pull it off. Instability in Thailand. We will fucking start war in Thailand. We have just kicked off the civil war in Thailand, and that is a very good chance. That is a very good point to show you the wars in this. There would be a lot of wars in the game in China Mao's Legacy. If you guys didn't know, you can have intervention points depending on your influence, on your global influence, and how long the conflict drags on. I think we can keep this dragged on until the 1979, but we'll see, or 1980. We can support them with humanitarian money, special forces, special support agents, sell them weapons using military strength. You can do a one-time Diplo support. We'll keep Thailand under our belt for a while and see how things develop in the near future. And considering that, Mao died, we can actually remove Pol Pot from power. With that, we can save ourselves a war with Vietnam, because I do not want a war with Vietnam. Actually, fuck diplomatic missions. Let's put yeah, okay, so this is a better this is good, And with the help of our lovely Deng Xiaoping, we can still have good relations with the USSR and the USA. Gang of Four. With Chairman Mao dead, the left radicals in the CPC want to remove Deng Xiaoping and you know, I want to continue the Cultural Revolution and so on and so forth. Now we can compromise and enlist their support, which eventually the Gang of Four will seize control of the country and sideline you, basically turning China into a left radical one. But I can also arrest everybody and save myself the support of the people and the support of the party. So yeah. Hello, Scout Soldier, Ed, Nestor Macno. Hello, my man. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Thank you very much for helping me out with this DLC, man. This stream is dedicated to you. Right, so now we have an opening in the politics tab. So who do we want in the east? We need to get someone thrifty. Shen Yun is thrifty, he's pragmatist. And you know, thrifty adds to the money, no? He's a moderate, so that's not a problem. This is not the same game, this is another one. So we're still 1976. There's a lot to see, there's a lot to play in this game. There's a lot to do. But at the very least, where's Shen Yun? Hold on, oh, here's the guy. Started the investigation for 3 months. No problem. We can keep going. Yeah, no, it's alright, my man. Listen, everybody is busy, everybody works. And that's why I like streaming, because you can watch it live and you can check it back later. So it's like watching a video. You're not missing anything. I just prefer streaming because for whatever reason, when I try to record with OBS, it's just terrible quality. Well, I'm going to stick with Wago Feng and the small gang of four, and we're going to kickstart a planned economy. It's alright, Scout Soldier, no problem. You know, step by step, you can figure it out with me. You know, and I absolutely like the live chat today. You know, I can see the number of current viewers. It's 6 people, as well as me being the 7th since I read these. So we're making money. That's what wind of change. After Mao died, we can phase out the Cultural Revolution. Yeah, we're not going to go really fucking crazy about the Cultural Revolution. We're just going to phase it out slowly. People will love it, the party won't hate it, everybody happy. I should learn Spanish. Oh shit, living standards are shit. When the fuck did Pakistan break free? When the fuck did Pakistan... Okay, so what I need to do now is I'm going to increase welfare spending. Increase money into the industry. So, by the way, I want to show you this. So we have the development of industry in the country, development of agricultural services, and we have corruption. Corruption is increasing, but we need to find this eventually. Of course, I need money. Living standards should go up. Oh fuck, okay, no. Now, our diplomatic reputation went way down than I wanted it to go. Meaning I'm going back to politics. Dang, where's Dang? Dang can go to the east. I want a left radical. as my MFA. Enemies of my enemies. After the defeat of the Gang of Four, power nominally passed to you, but in fact, you have to share it with those who helped you get it. With Minister of Defense Ye Jiangang, a staunch reformer who defended Zhaoping during the Cultural Revolution, and Li Xianan, more moderate, but also supporting reformers. On the other hand, there are three of your most loyal conservative supporters. If you want not to be stopped, you should strike at the reformers that promote your supporters. However, would such arbitrariness cause discontent in the party, and would you rather restrict yourself to one of the two? On the other hand, if you are focused on reforms, it will probably be more useful to negotiate with the reformers, although also if they still want to. Strike the reformers to clear the way for the moderate conservatives. Take debt, put it in science. If you get fast enough science early, it will offset bad industry. But industry goes down too much and won't increase past 50 without first two tax, so I always prioritize science first few years. I mean, of course, that's a good strategy. Now, I'm still trying to rework my strategy because I had this very good starting strategy and that would help you eventually get automation as the left radicals, but I forgot how to do it! Crazy me! So yeah, let's look a little bit into the politics section. Shen Yun is thrifty. He's also very influential. And when it comes to... Alright, now I can help the Maoists. In 1980, I should get enough power for the Maoists, you know? To win. Commission on solution. Okay, we want to, you know, go a little bit. No, I think I'm going to go with Deng. Pragmatic. You know, about Mao and see where it leads us, because I want to try and do something about the decision. Well, you know, when I did automation as the left radicals, every other day I had to roll in the tanks into the capital because that shit was unbearable. The people of Beijing would be like, another Tuesday, another military, another time the military gets in to save our leader's ass. Let's look into decisions. Let's see, what can we do? See. Rehabilitation of Lim Bayao group. They had made peace with the Soviet Union. We can rehabilitate Lim Bayao not only to appease the USSR but also by making him a great hero soldier, inspire Maoists around the world to fight their ideals to the end. We need the left nationalists. About Wang Ming's legacy. Now that Wang Ming's arguments have been heard again in the state of China. Well, I did promote the conservatives in the party. A new Communist Party must not allow liberals and neo-Marxists to seize power in the young People's Republic. We must use all tools and leverage to defend and preserve the party course towards socialism and communism. One party, People's Democracy, yes. Economy to the right of birdcage, no. Extended Treaty of Friendship with the USSR, no. The required year before 1984. No, we haven't adopted. Okay, not that radical. Indian gambits. Alright, let's leave decisions for now. Well, it's not a big deal if I got regular conservatives. I'm going with, you know, an easy game here, not really focused at going at anything. Let's see. I think I fucking lost Pakistan for some reason. I don't know why. War-wise, let's see our doctrines. Military-wise, we still got some army power. Alright, we move on. Indian elections, they will support the opposition. And now we have trade with India. That should be good. That should be good. Pakistan doesn't start an influence. I think it doesn't happen with the question in the of course, I just thought that their system would be reformist, but what do I know? Money-wise, let's see. Back to the roots. Now let's revive a planned economy. No problem. What do we focus on? Let's develop scientific research. Less propaganda. Let's see what we can do. Our agents are good. People don't really like me, neither the party does. Let's see. End of revolution. End of... Okay. I think I'm going to go with the last one. Pakistan is liberal at the beginning because of the US support them against India, but if you have Bhutto, he changes to be more like you. I like that. Bhutto, my bro. Science-wise, alright, let's do this. I'm digging this this Latin American stuff. Yeah, we still don't have good ties with the USSR, but no problem, we will reach that eventually. La 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 la, la 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 la. We're making some fucking money. Politics. I need someone as MFA, someone I can count on. I want him as MFA. I want Shen Yun in the north. Make me more money. Oh wait. Deng Xiaoping. Za or Zhao no. G, we have got G. Okay. Don't want this guy. No, I have a good feeling about this guy. I want him in the West. No, moderate, pragmatist, and thrifty. When I form the IR in this run, if I can, I win. I would. Wait, Ye is a scientist, so he can increase stuff. Oh yeah. Well, to the west you go. But he's a schemer, so gotta be careful. Hopefully the party would like the change. They did not. I could have saved myself using the polemic at the Congress. Crescent in the eyes. Yeah, I fucked up, but I fucked up with Pakistan, but at least I still have trade. No, I'm not going really into problems of this. I'm going to leave this. Okay, so this is the start of event chains. It will lead us to assassinating Andropov and weakening the reformers in the USSR. But I don't want any of that. So this would result in Gorbachev leading the USSR, and which would result in the fall of the USSR. But no problem, because you know I don't really care what happens in this game. But once I start actually doing series for this one, there will be stuff to do. There will be stuff to do. Let's put more into the army. Actually, no. Take two here. More into science. The more science we've got, the best. Yes, yes, I know, but Egypt is still under Sadat as of now. Oh, speaking of the guy, we will help Syria and Libya remove Saddam. Now this will rob us from trade with Egypt and will make Egypt a bitch for the USSR. However, it does not matter because we can still pull it off later on. Just going to dump all of this here. Science-wise, I don't know how I'm running the country right now. Well, I did help Libya and Syria remove it. Well, you know what? Even if I don't do the UAR today, doesn't matter. It doesn't really matter. At least standards of living are going up. The fate of the Panchen Lama. You can keep an eye on him. And that the people like that. Alright. Alright. Let's look at decisions when it comes to Tibet. Yeah, forget about that. I don't think we'll be able to do any of this right now. Of the decisions, maybe in the future. Huh. That's some good music. That's some good music. Well, you know what? No worries. Some other time maybe I'll manage to pull off the OAR. It doesn't matter because you know this is just a first look at the DLC to see what it gives us, and you know debuting the game on the channel. Later on there'll be, you know, just like Nostalgia, I'll be going for achievements in the game, and I'll also be going for achievements made up by the community, just like I went for 5 Shades of Grey and all of that talk. Speaking of Nostalgia, there's a lot of, you know, challenges made by the community that I'm still yet to try. One of them being the East is blue, play as East Germany, and form your own economic and military bloc with all the Warsaw Pact countries that are blue. You have a blue new economic and military bloc. It's going to be hard, you know, to pull it off. Maybe one day. Alright, so basically shit's going down in Hungary. Babisco has attempted a coup d'etat. Andropov fucked him over and the KGB, and now Kadar jailed is going to move on to Bisco and jail him. What can we do? We can help Bisco and save his ass. Oh fuck no, I picked the wrong one. I fucked because that wasn't the option to turn Hungary into a red state with it, which is trading with us. It made Belarus run to, oh fuck, I fucked. Okay, no problem, no problem. The Burmese road to socialism, we will build friendly relations with Niwin. Because fuck it, I love the trade. I love the money. But at least the party isn't mad at me. Homeland of democracy. Will support PASOK. And now we can trade with them soon enough. And our economy... Ah shit, our economy is shit. So let's put more into industry. I'll build up the industry a little bit. The standard of living isn't... We're not near a famine, you know? Coalition collapse. That's an Iraq event. You know, we will support Arad. We will support Arad Iraq. Because actually I want to get Islamist Iran. At the same time get nukes for Iraq. The United States doesn't like me. But the United States can go fuck itself. Economic, let's look at the economy. Not bad. Oh shit! Why did we lose Uruguay? Oh, you gotta be fucking kidding. You son of a bitch! You son of a bitch! Okay, fuck you, Uruguay. Fuck you. Get to science. I'm getting up to get more agents. Fucking Uruguay. You help the fascists and they fuck you over. Go figure. Right. No problem, moving on. How much money are we making? Decent. Helicopter to... Oh, fuck, no. Okay, that event name took me off guard. In September 1973, because I know what it's about. It's about Chile. In September 1973, a military coup took place in Chile, as a result of which the government of Socialist Salvador Allende was overthrown and the junta led by Augusto Pinochet seized power. The new regime immediately curtailed the reforms begun by Allende and began mass repressions against its opponents, under which even the Christian Democratic Party, which contributed to the putsch, fell under. According to the Chilean immigrants and foreign media, in the first days after the coup, 3,225 people were killed, another 37,000 were severely tortured. The elimination of social guarantees, the complete opening of the market for foreign corporations, and the active implementation of neoliberal reforms led to the impoverishment of the majority of the country's population, and the beginning of the consolidation of the opposition against the dictator. It is represented by two forces: the more right-wing Democratic Alliance (AD), led by the CDA and the Radical Party, and the more left-wing People's Democratic Movement (MDP), led by the pro-Soviet CPC and the Left Revolutionary Movement (MIR). These two blocs cooperate with each other, but the first stands for the peaceful removal of Pinochet from power by constitutional means, and the second for the violent overthrow of the junta. China was one of the first to recognize the Pinochet regime and even expel the old Chilean ambassador, a member of the Christian Democratic... Why would we do that? From the country, after which the entire Maoist opposition broke off contact with us. Of course I'd fucking do! Are you fucking crazy? You recognize Pinochet. Therefore, if you want to intervene, then we will either have to look for a weak link in the government junta or put up with the AD and MDP. infiltrate the military structures under the guise of strengthening relations, start restoring contacts with the AD and MDP. We'll go with that. The Chilean opposition is a conglomeration of the most diverse forces, from the anti-revisionists to the right-wing nationalists. Since we had almost no contacts left there, in order to reach the leading centers of the ADP and MTP, we had to use the help of the Minister of Interior for the Pinochet regime, Sergio Harpa, who led our people to the leaders of the CDA, Eduardo Frei and Patricio Aylwin. Thanks to the assistance of Cuban friends, it was possible to restore ties with the Immigrant Central Committee of the Communist Party of Czechoslovakia, headed by Louis Corvalan, as well as the leader of the MIR, Pascal Allende. Although there is no need to talk about their trust in us after 1973, both blocs really need outside help, since the Pinochet junta, with the help of the United States, is very effective in suppressing the partisan movement, and negotiations with the dictator have not yet led to anything. After tense negotiations, an agreement was reached on cooperation between China, the Democratic Alliance, and the People's Democratic Movement. In addition, the opposition parties agreed under the influence of the PRC and the USSR to form the Coordination Council of Chile. It included the communist Louis Corvalan, Brodoya, Socialist Carlos Ataramiro, Ricardo Lagos, Raul Ampin, all of these guys listed, Christian Democrats. I will not read all these names. Radicals like Palma, and also MIR member Nelson Guterres, and head of the anti-revisionist HRCPD Eduardo Artes. The positions of the opposition are strengthening, but after that the Pinochet regime severed all relations with us and began the organization of a new wave of repression, including purging an entire state apparatus of oh fucking hell, and strengthening control of the censorship of the state corporations. The new government did not want to be friends with us. Well, fucking Pinochet, you can fly that helicopter up your ass and kill yourself. Fucking ass. When it comes to when you work with the fascists to troll the revisionists, of course. I don't know what to do, so I'm going to roll back a little bit. Welfare over here. Corruption is actually going down, which is good. Economy-wise, we're in 40. We're in 40. Not bad. Okay, let's support the Maoists. The Iranian Revolution, we will not interfere in the process. Because we will work with... Because, we will let the Islamists and we're not going to concern ourselves with Iran. We can still trade with them. We'll start a polemic at the Congress, and I saved myself. People are not happy, but then again, fuck the people. The anthem problem. March of the Volunteers, no problem. Eternal President. Okay. Fred. Okay, by the way, I want to say something. I really loved Ayande's Project CyberSyn. It was very interesting, and it seemed to have yielded some positive results for the time. It's a shame what happened to Allende, really. Alfredo Stroessner established a military dictatorship in Paraguay in 1954 with a military coup. In the first years, all opposition was banned. Mass repressions of the left, trade unionists, political activists began, and a tough anti-communist regime was established. In the economic part, the Stroessner regime was inclined towards fascist methods. 10 years later, Stroessner organized a soft liberalization, forming a golden square of his supporters and establishing a civil power with himself at the head, allowing a moderate opposition that does not claim power. At the same time, repression only intensified, and the state apparatus began to merge with mafia structures, forming a cartel economy. By 1978, the impoverishment of the population intensified. The circle of monopolists closely associated with the mafia formed in the economy. At the same time, only members of the ruling Colorado Party could arrange a more or less good life for themselves. However, party leaders and part of the military believe that the anti-communist rhetoric has exhausted itself, and Stroessner's rule has been too long. Before the 1978 elections, Stroessner called a meeting of the Colorado leadership and top generals. He raised the question of whether he should move away from active politics. Most of the meeting participants were categorically against it. However, an opinion was expressed about the admissibility of Stroessner's departure of the honorary presidents and the nomination of General Andres Rodriguez, the commander of the 1st Army Corps and the relative of Stroessner himself, to the post of head of state. We can try to play on the contradictions between the military civilians and the Golden Square. Let's see what we can do. Get in touch with the mafia and establish illegal trade deals. You know, that didn't fuck me over too much, but let's see what happens with us in the new mafia connections. Stroessner resolutely withdrew his own offer, announced that he was accepting a new victim. That is, he remained in the presidency. Stroessner made a serious effort to create a mass base for the regime. Populist motives occupied a significant place in his social, economic, and cultural policies. The potential of Colorado, which had long enjoyed the support of a significant part of the peasantry and intelligentsia, was fully used. Peasant student church Catholic, entrepreneurs, trade unions, student church Catholics, cultural organization, and strongest orientation were created. They were united by the Commission of Civil Anti-Communist Organizations. The Pai Nandi remained an important weapon of the regime. The militias were mobilized for pro-Stroessner demonstrations in August 1973 in response to opposition actions. The dictator created a kind of system of checks and balances. Subordinate to Stroessner on the party line, the Pai Nandi were an alternative armed force that limited the ambitions of the army command, and death squadrons with leaders from the Colorado Party who were not formally part of it were engaged in the physical elimination of all opposition. The new government did not want to be friends with us. Well, fuck you, I don't want to be friends with you either. I just wanted to be friends with the cartel. But we do have trade deals. So, that being said, we did get something out of it, and it's a little bit of economic, development for myself initially. Let's look at let's go back to this and put more money into the army. I really want to get Island under my wing. Influence wise, we kinda don't have much influence on this world. GCP? I did actually, kill Miyamoto. So in a sense, I did help them. April Revolution. Afghanistan. We will establish relationship and support the Khalq faction. Because Hafizullah Amin would be our friend. Hafizullah Amin would be our friend if we support him and go with him. And politically, I want Deng Xiaoping as MFA. Shen Yun. I will keep Shang close to me in the east. Him in the east. Keep him close to me. It's a bad idea to keep people close to you. Economy-wise, let's see. Party does not like us. That is a problem. Services are weak. Agriculture is weak. I think I'm going to just bet on the help of the MSS. Or I'll be overthrown. You know what? I want to save the game because... do I still have a trade deal with Paraguay? Yeah, I do. Right. Beijing Spring. Yeah. Yeah, that sounds like a good idea. That sounds like a good idea. Uh, let's fund these services. But I think I'm kind of fucked. Well, no matter. End of the democratic dictatorship. The era of the National Front began in 1958 when the liberal leader in which the conservative leader wrote in the Benidorm Pact, which led to a 16-year era in which liberals and conservatives alternated as president every 4 years, also divided the parliament equally, thus, in fact, having formed a liberal-conservative two-party dictatorship. The front arose as a consequence of civil wars between liberals and conservatives between 1948 and 58, and served the purpose of reconciliation and stabilization in the country. While the National Front reduced violence and helped raise the GDP, it led to a stalemate between the two parties. Liberal and conservative parties held nearly equal power in both houses of Congress and were unable to push for major reforms with a two-thirds majority. Securing bipartisan support for policies was nearly impossible. This inability to reform gave rise to intra-party factionalism, which manifested itself in the creation of party social movements. The growth of distant groups opposing the National Front led to the disintegration of the latter and the holding of free and popular free elections. The main current candidates are Julio Cesar Turbay Ayala for the Liberals and Belciaro Benaturas Corratas for the Conservatives. However, the rest of the opposition parties can really unite with each other in the National Opposition Union, then they will... Hello, Garg, thank you for the good lucks. Then they will have a chance to turn Colombia finally into a democratic country. To support the social democrats. During the presidency, Bentancur began building affordable housing, opened universities, and promoted the fight against illiteracy. Bentancur also negotiated with numerous armed rebel groups. Thanks to his effort, a ceasefire agreement was signed for a period of 1 year. A mixed commission was created to discuss the process of disarmament and reconciliation. As part of the rebels embark on the path of legal public activity and political struggle. The Bentancur government contributed to the development of democracy in the country. During his term, the law of the election of the mayor, municipal and judicial reforms, the Charter of Free Television, and the law of national holidays were approved. His administration also began exploration and export of coal to boost his economy. Bentancur successfully campaigned against the drug trade and against the integration of narcos into the official political system of the country. Another key feature of Bentancur during his presidency was the decentralization of Colombia's administrative and financial administration. The municipalities were given wide autonomy in the use of taxes. In addition, the direct election of mayors, who until then had been appointed by provisional governors, was introduced. The new government... Well, that is regrettable, very much so. But you know, at least Colombia is not in this shitter, you know. So we did a little bit of good, a little bit of bad. Yeah, neither the party nor the people like me. So that's gonna be a problem. Bolivia, my country, you are all on fire. General elections were held in Bolivia on 9 of July 1958. Elections were held for the first time since 1966, when several military coups took place in the late 1960s and early 70s. The main candidates are Juan Pereda, the an air general and confidant of former dictator Hugo Banzer, supported in his presidential campaign by the Nationalist Union of the People and the Nationalist Revolutionary Movement of the People, social conservative nationalist parties, and Herman Silas, nominated by the Democratic and Popular Unity Front, a coalition of left nationalist, socialist, and communist parties, is a strict Democrat and social reformer. The rest of the candidates do not have a chance to get at least 50% of the votes. Since the Bolivian election, it takes just that many votes to win the elections, which is why the position of the first democratic elections is very precarious. But it is on them that there is opportunity to pave the way for future parliamentary majority. Was the second Hernan Silas. Support Silas. Despite best efforts, none of the candidates managed to win 50% of the vote, since no candidate would become the new president of the republic. In accordance with the current constitution, the three candidates who received the largest number of votes of citizens participated in the election race after several rounds of voting without obtaining an absolute majority among parliament. Hugo Banzer extended his term for 1 year and called new elections for July next year. And until then, he guaranteed cooperation with the democratically elected parliament, thereby calming the Democrats and the opposition, promising to finally leave in 1979. The new government did not want to be friends with us. No problem, we will figure shit out on our own. Okay. Economically, we are not really in the best of positions. Industry-wise, I think I did get the second industry. Yes, I did get the second industrial. Second industrial thing. Okay. Doctrines. Let's go to wars. And sell some weapons. Economy-wise, yeah, not really in the greatest of positions, but no matter. End of the oligarchy. Let's read this. Arosemena Monroy became president of Ecuador during his 20-month term. He promoted reforms along the cheap housing, progressive income taxes, and annual bonuses for workers. His support for Fidel Castro's Cuban revolution sparked a prolonged conflict with the National Congress and the Ecuadorian military. During his reign, he managed to restore the country's trade balance, reduce external debt, and improve the well-being of the population. Despite this, after two unsuccessful attempts to impeach him, Monroy was overthrown in 1963 military coup. The reason for this was criticism of the U.S. government. The military junta, having consolidated its power, organized a series of oppressions and then transferred power to the civilian government of the oligarch Clemente Erosi. In 1968, the elections were won by conservative GM Velasco Ibarra, who then dissolved the parliament and the constitution and established a dictatorial regime. But on February 15, 1972, he was removed as a result of a bloodless military coup, after which power passed to General Guillermo Rodriguez Lara, in which inflation and foreign debt of Ecuador reached an alarming high level, and in 1976 he was removed from the presidency by a military junta. Over the course of 2 years, the new junta gradually handed power over to a civilian government that organizes free elections. The favorites are the United Forces of the People, the Social Christian Party, and the Ecuadorian Radical Party. We will keep out of this. Raul Clemente Huerta presidential term got off to a rocky start as his own party, the Radical Liberal Party, began to split over different visions of liberalism and options for its implementation. In response to this, Professor Raul tried to adopt a compromise program, Freedom, Justice and Unity, which consists in an active anti-globalization foreign policy, withdrawing from the INF, adoption of a neutral military status for the country, and the fight against foreign military bases in Latin America. The establishment of a transparent rule of law, free legal support, elective charges, reducing the influence of the army, universal access to public spending, and so on, building a free market economy, privatization of state-owned enterprises that aren't social services. Such a compromise policy gave it certain rules, results, however, could not prevent the collapse of the party. By the end of Raoul's reign, the PLRE had definitely broken up into several irreconcilable currents: moderate liberals, populist, radical liberals, and social democrats. And Raoul himself had to form a new government in coalition with the centrists from the PSD in 1983. We don't get anything, but at least we don't lose much more than what we are losing right now. This shit can go on as long as I want it to be. Uh, Money-wise, we are definitely fucked. Half of this is on me, Half of this is on me. Half of this is definitely on me. I'm very rusty at this game. I haven't played in ages. Ages. Like almost a year maybe, if not more. I just hope I don't lose, Because that will suck. Big time. Come on, money, please. Come into my coffers. Conspiracy. For arrest the conspirators. People are not happy. I feel there is a compromise that needs to be done. Did I just make my illiterate for the sake of propaganda? Maybe. Is it worth it? We'll see. And it is. Now the people support me more. Happy Rio. Brazil has long been ruled by a military junta that maintains the appearance of a democracy. The so-called a controlled democracy that sees election coincidentally won by Arena, a conservative Brazilian political party created to provide political support for a military dictatorship. The current president of the country is Ernesto Geisel, who belongs to the moderate line of the armed forces. Ernesto Geisel. I wish his name was Diesel so I can make a joke about gas. Who belongs to the moderate line of the armed forces, since he perceived the military regime launched in 1964 as a transitional regime to ensure liberalism of the country. Under the reign of Geisel, a gradual transition to liberal democracy began. The weakening of censorship, introduction of repression, increased control of the courts and over governance by the state. However, he is not running for a second term, and the growing opposition could win the upcoming elections. There are currently two candidates, João from Arena and Bentes Monteiro from MDB. João, a representative of the ruling group, intends to continue Geisel's work of gradually democratizing the regime under the control of the military, liberalizing the country's economy and fighting the communist insurgency. On the other hand, Euler, who did not support the 1964 coup, is striving for a rapid liberalization of the regime and the establishment of free courts, being a representative of the opposition MDB. Speaking from opposition positions, the restoration of democracy, freedom of speech, social guarantees, and the legalization of the trade union movement. Despite Geisel's machinations, the opposition still has a chance to secure enough votes in the Electoral College. To support centrism. It takes 2.5 agents, not 2 agents. Keep that in mind. In order to form a political majority in the parliament, the MDP and personally Euler had to negotiate with the moderate part of Arena, and as a result of which the reform package was cut off and significantly reduced. In particular, parts of the growth of social spending and increase in the minimum wage, pensions and benefits were eliminated. The final package of reforms was called the Manifesto in Defense of the Nation, and the playwright and writer Ariano Suassuna, responsible for bills on funding, development and freedom of national art and creativity, including the abolition of censorship. Lawyer and historian Barbosa participated in its writing. Lima Sobrino, who introduced for the protection of national security clauses prohibiting the privatization of state-owned companies, and the ban of the re-election of persons in leadership positions, as well as sociologist and politician Fernando Enrique Cardoso, who lobbied for a project to combat political radicalization and radicals, as well as a about a company for teaching the masses political literacy so that they do not fall under the influence of radicals. Along with this, a compromise amnesties were granted to all Brazilians sent into exile and to all those who did not participate in the violence. Thus passed the mass amnesty of the political opposition, which finally led to the complete fall of the two-party regime. And at the same time, the reform package also included a bill that provides immunity to all figures participating and supporters of the old government and, in particular, member of the Arena Party, guaranteeing a ban on any condemnation or persecution of everything that has been happening since 1964 coup. Well, at least it's better than nothing, you know. You know, it's better than nothing. Centrist, it's better than nothing. Let's see. I'm really sad about losing these guys. We can read. Eurasian map, American. Oh. Wise. Need to save the communists in Thailand. Of the CMA, we will by all means screw Vietnam and the USSR because we want to trade with Vietnam. Soon enough, we will not start a war with Vietnam, and we will instead peace. Economy-wise, our industry have developed beyond 50, meaning we can trade with Greece. Oh, fuck it. Trade with Afghanistan. Trade with Iran even. Science-wise, increasing the economy is a must. So let's see. I will of course want to increase science in the country. That is necessary. The USA loves me, and the USR not too much. Dual system. After the 1973 presidential election, it became clear that Venezuela had a two-party system in which only two parties had a real chance of winning the election. Even under these conditions, the left party is de facto the third political force in the country, again, do not have a chance to win the elections if they cannot agree on the nomination of a single candidate instead of four. In general, at the moment, there are two main candidates. Luis Herrera campaigns from the Social Christian Party as supporter of strong state intervention in the economy, the development of oil exports, and the fight against British influence. And Luis Ordaz of Democratic Action, who criticizes the IMF and the World Bank for unfair demands on countries and for the global oppression of ordinary workers. And if a miracle happens and all leftist forces unite, then the popular critic journalist Jose Vicente Rangel has a chance to head a coalition of leftist governments. Get services to 10 budget, it will start increasing to a better level. Alright, let's increase services to 10. Let's support Jose Rangel. Jose Rangel, a well-known journalist and TV presenter, was elected president not by some leftist coalition, but by the fact that all leftist parties supported his candidacy. This meant that in Parliament, Rangel had to form a blue-red coalition of the moderately left anti-imperialist MEP, the center-left MAS, and the economically moderate left by socio-politically conservative COPEI. The new government focused on further democratization and liberalization of the political, legal, and judicial system, as well as strengthening antitrust laws, in particular in the media and radio and television broadcasting. The sudden drop in oil prices led to an economic crisis in Venezuela, which caused the coalition to collapse. The COPI demanded cooperation with the IMF and partial liberalization, while MEP and MAS, MAP and I'm calling them MAP and MAS, offered IBAC under the CMEA, taking loans from the socialist countries and developing internal trade in Latin America. This led to the formation of a government led by an obscure left-wing retired officer, Francisco Cardenas. For a second, I thought he was going to be Chavez, who began to form a government from the MBR to 100 underground officer circle. The people called this government the first military. Despite fears of possible radicalism, the military coup did not happen. Only extraordinary economic measures were introduced. For a period of 200 days, the government took personal control of the monopoly of foreign trade, thereby stabilizing the country's trade and currency balance. Despite the temporary deadline, this led to multiple protests from liberals and conservatives, after which Jose Rangel promised that he would no longer run for president, starting that politics was not for him and he wanted to return to journalism. You know, that being said, Venezuela is our friend. So, and we're trading with Bolivia. How are we trading with Bolivia again? Who did I support in Bolivia? Who did I support in Bolivia? I don't know. But hey, at least we have some oh, fuck you, Uruguay. Fuck me over. Problem? No problem at all. I'm not in a bad position, per se. Let's see. Oh, fuck literacy in the country. Just need to keep going. We just need to keep going. Yellow Scorpion. We will support the Algerian Stalinists, and now we have a trade partner in Algeria, which is good. Agricultural reform. We will introduce family contracts. The people liked it, but the party did not. Fuck the party, you know. I'll help the Maoists and the communists. Economy-wise, and I reach services to 10, just like you told me, Nestor. Services are up to 10. And the whole thing in Iran should end soon. And the Maoists should take control next year if everything goes according to plan. Teach Vietnam a lesson. We will hold a meeting and negotiate with Vietnam. Now we are trading with Laos and with Vietnam. We're not going to screw over Laos, we don't have to control them. At least now we have a good economic structure, you know. So let's keep this going. Let's keep this momentum going. It's a good momentum we have. Let's keep it going. Economy-wise, I'm not going to play anything right now. Let's see. Iranian Revolution endgame. The revolution is over. And Khomeini, Ayatollah Khomeini. We're trading with them already, so no problem. I think I can start, you know. You know, no, fuck the USR, I'm not working with them. Agent. Let's look at our doctrines really fast. Actually, the view. What's up with the view? We have inefficient construction, stronghold of Taoism, Zhao Enlai's legacy, consequences of the Great Leap. Trade-wise, influence, territories, situations. Afghanistan, Khalq are strong. Unity. Right. Oh no 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 no! It's all right. It's quite all right, Mister, my man. Thank you for giving me advice. I've been a little rusty in the game, but I'm trying to survive here because the people and the party are not very happy of me. So trying to balance things out, trying not to get overthrown. Let's see. The party does not like me. The party can go fuck itself. Conspiracy will call upon control office. When it comes to politics, I want Deng Xiaoping to go back to the east. Where's Chen? I want him to be my MFA. Yes, I use that always every time, but instead of putting it into science, I put it into other places. Now at least the people will not revolt against, and the party now hates me less. My diplomatic reputation isn't going any lower, and economic union. We will ignore the proposal for now. We can always do an economic and military union later on. When it comes to wars, let's see. Selling weapons does increase my money output, so that is good. We're going to invest heavily in sciences. And economy-wise, we're not doing that bad. Malaysia. Oh, they did change Malaysia to authoritarianism. I need an economy of over. I need to increase my industry. Right. I can pull this off. Rescue the drowning. Good luck and good mood. I ain't working with India. I think this can start us with the Indian Gambit. Now that the people of India are extremely satisfied with their leaders and the Naxalites, thanks to our support, have great influence, we can organize a successful Maoist revolution outside of China in a country as large as India. Only we need to be careful because there are still unity in the ranks of the Naxalites. We need 150 budget. Naxalite strength in India should be over 79. Alright. We'll see if we do this eventually. I don't really have. And again, and again, and again. Together with the determination of a new date for the election, it was announced that the Constitution of 1967 would be Constitution in force, and the acceptance of the condition established thereby in the participation as a candidate. The electoral formula system was rapid elections was a simple private distribution system. This innovation in voting in the 1977 electoral process and the introduction of multicolor and multi-party. Previously, each political party had its own ballot paper, which opened up opportunities for manipulation. At the moment, the most popular candidates are Revancilis Wasos and Democratic Popular Unity Coalition, which includes various parties of the Bolivian left, and the candidate himself will adhere to the moderate Democratic left, and Victor Paz from the Revolutionary Nationalist Movement Alliance, a right-wing nationalist conservative blog. Victor himself was 3 times the president of Bolivia, not in a row, for the military coup. And earlier, the Minister of Finance that adheres to liberal conservative views. If none of the candidates gets 50% of the votes, the parliament will choose the president, and his decisions depends on what happened in the parliamentary elections last year. Next tech, you don't have to invest in it. Okay. We will support Suazo. The result of the vote was a virtual draw between Hernan Siles and Victor Paz. Since no candidate received an absolute majority of valid votes, the Congress elected Hernan Siles as the new president of the Republic for a one-year term, under pressure from the military, setting the next election to be held in June of the following year. The new government was formed from a shaky interim coalition of leftist, social liberal, and centrist parties, with Lydia Geiler as head of the government. The provisional government was forced to cooperate with the military in order to avoid a military coup, maintaining a funding of the army and the proper level of non-interference in the internal affairs of the generals. At the same time, a moderate liberalization of censorship, the arts, and academia was launched, as well as the improvement of the protection of the labor rights of workers and women through the reorganization of the labor code and the introduction of social laws. But this shaky coalition is unlikely to last beyond the next election. But they do not want to work with us, regrettably. So we're not trading with them anymore. Ah, Bolivia, why did it have to end like this? Why did you have to break my heart like this? Ah, fuck you. No problem. I can still make money. Let's keep 1 million in our budget. Problems of the hair of Genghis Khan. Well, I did what I can do when it comes to them. Right, economy wise. I need to save Thailand this year or else I'm fucked. Coups continue. We will support Hafizullah Amin. We will support Hafizullah Amin in Afghanistan. Doctor speaking wise. Alright. Actually, no. Okay. Alright. Hello, Harold. I wonder if this game has a social credit counter. I mean, hey, you can have a cyberpunk ending in the game, so who knows? Maybe. The Red Rising Sun. To support the CPG, and here they are in all their glory in Japan. We reduce funding of science, but no problem. Actually, yes, we're about to finish the third industrial tech. Services, standard of living is going up, so not that big of a deal yet. There should be a war with Iraq soon, maybe. I don't know. Conspiracy. We start a polemic at the Congress and save ourselves. Science-wise, alright. What do you want to pick? Let's do the agriculture fast. Take foreign debt instead of lowering and raising science, since that increases corruption faster. But the thing is, corruption is going down. But I do not want to take more money because the party will fucking kill me. Actually, I want to raise this. I want to raise the army, and I want to raise this again. But I'm balancing things out. I'm trying to balance things out. I think soon I can pull off Thailand. I think soon I can pull off Thailand. Zero corruption, zero social. For all things and purposes, I'm good. I am in a good position right now. The military is growing quite nicely. I must also add. I do not want to overspend in my economy and see my industry is going up. So we will support the Maoists against all tyrants. It's the case of the USSR. Oh shit. If there's war that's gonna start in Afghanistan, I don't think I can put my foot in it. But we'll see. We'll see. But now we have a Maoist Philippines. So economy-wise, we're doing very well, actually. Cursed Mountain Wild Edge. We will assist the DRA. We will not start a Maoist uprising. And now we will support. Now, soon enough, we will be able to support. So this is one of the strategies a friend of mine, Ice Cream, on the Criminal Games server came up with when it comes to the Afghan civil war to win it in one day. You see, you start building up your military power and you leave the civil war in Thailand till the very end. You know, just keep it dragging on, the communists will survive. Even if on the brink of defeat, you will have enough intervention points and enough military strength to not only help the Maoists win, but also to finish the civil war in Thailand. And that strategy actually works. It is a working strategy. By our sweet Mishka. We do not declare boycott. But we will ignore both kings. The USSR and the USA fuck each other. I don't give a fuck. Economy wise, I just need a few more money. Alright. Let's finish the war in Thailand. Get shit rolling. Done. 10.6 social credit corruption. Alright. Long live peace. And now we have Southeast Asia in our palms, which is good. And we can trade with Malaysia soon. Once we get our economy back on track, you know? Expand the industry and so on. I think for now we are doing fine. I can't do anything about Deng Xiaoping. But the people hate me. I have no military strength. Ah, fuck. Conspiracy. Arrest them. The people will not be happy about this. People are discontent. Ah, fuck. Elections. We lost because of the elections. It is what it is, you know. I think, how long have I been streaming this for? I've been streaming for a while. One hour, 44 minutes, almost 2 hours. Well, I mean, that was a good first look at the DLC and what it has to offer, minus the whole decisions thing. I think that my game ended in, you know, in a terrible outcome because, you know, I kind of didn't take the right steps. But that doesn't matter. because you know it is what it is. But it was a good debut, you know, if I do say so myself. It's not bad. It's not bad. We did do a few things. We did manage to win a few wars, support a few allies. I guess for now it's all good for now. Next time we'll be able to play more. Maybe have a definitive path to walk through. Maybe we'd have to do multiple streams to do multiple things, you know. Okay. I think this is a good time to end the stream and for me to leave the living room, go back to the bedroom and sit in the AC because holy shit, it's hot. Like it's hot. Too bad the Wi-Fi is over here and not in the bedroom. So I can just chill on my bed with my laptop on my lap playing CML. But no! Ah. Things I do for you people. I love you all. And I was executed by the great Communist Party of China. That being said, spicy Wi-Fi gamer time. Hey there, the Lumpen Third Worldist. Good to see you. You know, unfortunately, you come right at the very end of this of the stream, right at the very end. But it's always fun to see you around. You know, seeing the new direction you're taking your own channel through. I believe it is the right direction. You know, less focusing on some, you know, revisionist wanker and focusing more on people's struggles. So yeah, good luck. Nah, it's fine, man, but I'm glad to see you online. I did want to talk to you about a few things. You know, catch up. Hopefully, yeah, right after the stream we can get to, you know, talk a little. If you have the time, of course. That being said, I think, yeah, the social patriotic government took power and we failed. I love you, bro. I love you. Alright. He said, have a good week, everyone. Have a good Friday, a blessed Friday. Have fun. I might not be able to stream a lot in the coming days. You know, my exams start on Friday once more, and I need to be studying tomorrow. That's why I really needed to stream this today. And regarding the Afghanistan stream, I love you too, man, and respect you. Regarding the Afghanistan thing, you know, nostalgia, I'm going to replay this on my own, and then record the ending and tell you the steps I took to get it, just like I did with Serboslavia, that achievement back on nostalgia. So we can be on equal footing over here, and so I can actually give you what you guys wanted, which is the national reconciliation policy. Thank you, Harold. By the way, for anyone right now watching, I highly recommend going to the Lumpen Third Worldist channel. You'd see some good content, very long streams, but some very important discussions about various topics regarding, you know, the Lumpen class, the struggles of the Lumpen people, the struggles of the Third World, exposing a lot about Caleb Maupin. You know, that's on a side note. Yours truly might pop up in one of those streams if you look, you know, hard enough. So I highly recommend. I should actually add you to the list of channels because I was doing a complete overhaul of the channel and I removed all the channels associated with it. I should add you once more. So yeah, I highly recommend if you're a socialist, if you're a leftist, if you're a third worldist or from the lumpen and the lower classes, I highly advise you check out this channel, the lumpen third worldist. Comrade Michael, Over there is a very lovable person. Unless you get him mad, do not get him mad. Do not be a revisionist. Wink, wink. But yeah, that being said, and his door is open to bring light to the voices of the voiceless. If people got struggle they want voicing out, he is here to bring volume to these struggles. He is ready to welcome anyone and everyone to have a polite... it's nothing, man. It's nothing you wouldn't do to me. Might as well, playing a game, socialist-oriented game. So why not, talk about something other than entertainment for once. Also, he's willing to have a discussion with anyone and everyone, bringing anyone who is respectful enough to have a civilized discussion, with good talking points instead of trolling and spouting fascistic and or Zionist bullshit. So yeah, highly advise, check him out. And while we're on the topic, check me out some more. I have some good fucking content if this is the first time you watch. You'd love the content I make. They have shitty voice, they have shitty graphics, but they got the personality. Personality. Can't even speak English, fuck English, I don't want to speak it right. They got the personality. Now, I'm tooting my own horn over here, and I'm dragging this longer than it should be dragged. By this time, you've probably read the end screen. In any case, have a good day, everyone. Good night, good morning, and a good week. I love you all. In the case that war does start where I live and you don't hear from me anymore, which would be very tragic if I do say so myself, I do recommend that somebody archives all of my shit. And by the way, the Lamp Third Word is, if you can read him in the chat. If you can't, I will just tell you. He has no problem with people getting angry. He is not one of overly polite etiquette types. He just seeks respect, Respect is necessary in any kinds of conversation. But yeah, in the case that war does happen and I do not, upload anything anymore for whatever reason, I highly recommend somebody archives all of my shit, and I know you would. Somebody should, archive everything, keep it for, for the future, and, so that more people can enjoy whatever content I had throughout to the world by the time I stop uploading. Already dragging this out more than it should be. But as a final message, for this stream, I love you all. Thank you all for tuning in and watching. Always in my heart, always in my thoughts. Take care of yourselves and your families. Be good people. And, death to Zionism. Bye.